And right now we are here in the Amityville Memorial High School Auditorium alongside fellow inspirational speaker Chris Herren. Um, I just want to, before we get into questions, I just want to say that I heard about you in my health class a couple weeks ago. I watched a documentary on you, the same one that you showed us today, and I just have to say it was an amazing thing to watch. And the amount of adversity and perseverance you've been able to build in your entire life is something that I'll never be able to forget about, and it truly meant everything to get to hear you, not only from um, on video, but to hear you in person. And your story just truly captivated my heart. And I thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you. I mean, that's a big time statement, and I really, I hope you know how special that is to hear. I mean, I walk into high schools like this, and that's my goal. My goal is to try to capture the moment and have people kind of sit with themselves and think about, who they are and what they're up to and what they're becoming, and if they're given enough, and if there's more to give, and what they're taking. So. I walked in here today and I didn't know what to expect, but I knew the kids were absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the kids here are really good, and I just want to thank you from my point of view again that the way you just spoke to all the kids here. I feel like a lot of kids will be motivated now, and it'll really set a culture change within the school, and just I just want to thank you from my behalf and from the students' behalf here. We thank you, and we really did appreciate this, and your words meant a lot, and it's just your story is really inspiring, and it's kind of interesting. But I just had a question. If you had to go back and change one thing out of your whole entire journey, what would that one thing be?
I take my kids out of it. I think my kids saw too much. I think they went through too much. I think they suffered too much. I would still go through what I went through. I wouldn't change the path that I went down because I believe it's brought so much to my life. But I also think that I don't think kids deserve to be in the world of drugs and heroin and live that lifestyle. It's not for children, and they don't deserve to be there. But, that'd be the one thing I would do if I could.
A question that I came up with in the middle of watching the presentation and you speaking is, I know that Amityville, as everyone knows that goes here, there's many gifted athletes that are going to college and are soon going to college. And for those gifted athletes that, who knows if they decide that they want to take their sports professional. And I just want to know what is the best possible advice you could give to those gifted athletes, not only in this school, but throughout the whole world?
So for me, it's nobody understands the work that has to go in to get what they want, right? And there's a level of commitment, and when you think you've done enough, there's somebody doing more. When you see your friends going out, you think, okay, I can. There's levels to this, and the people who are able to get to certain levels, those people are willing to fully dial in and commit and sacrifice. I mean, I remember when I was in high school missing proms because I was out on road trips playing hoop and doing AAU tournaments, missing, special moments in my family's life because I was committed to playing basketball. And it's a sacrifice. It's not easy, but you got to be willing to put the work in because that's where you see the results.
Thank you.
I think a lot of people focus on your personal life with drugs, but just in the basketball standpoint, what was your most memorable moment as a basketball player in either high school or college?
My most memorable moment was probably my freshman year being a starter on varsity. Going out in front of 4,000 people and being a 14-year-old kid and achieving that. I went to that high school. My high school had around 3,800 kids in it. So there's a big pool of people that are hooping, and everybody wants to be in that five. So it was something that I had always dreamed for and wasn't sure if I'd get it. And to achieve that at 14 years old was a big milestone for me.
As I've said before, before we began asking you questions, watching you, your highlights, they were amazing to watch. It's obvious that you were a talented and gifted basketball player, and just to see your life spiral down, I've been a part of that, and I've witnessed that with
Right.
other people, and just to once again, just be able to see how you've been able to grow so much as an individual, complete overall change yourself as a person and the
Totally.
mindset. It's just really inspirational, and
Thank you.
I live for things like that. And once again, before we wrap things up, I just want to say that I'll never forget this moment and day in my life.
Thank you,
because
brother.
I'll keep it
I
forever.
won't either.